Hey everyone, this is Sergeant Beast Larson. Recap of Celebrity Special Forces Season 4, Episode 2, called Survival, down in Morocco. In this Season 4, and I've talked about this, and I'll be brief today. Reality, definition of reality. Half these celebrities in these seasons have been reality shows. The other half, athletes, trying to find themselves, find something, bad relationship. They have a reason to come. It's called Celebrity Special Forces World's Toughest Test for a reason. And I always say, how come nobody does their homework? They don't look at the other episodes. They don't know what they're in for. Let me give you a definition of reality and kick this off. The world or the state of things as they actually exist, as opposed to an idealistic or a notional idea of them. So these people and these influencers and that get on, oh hey, it'll be this way because I want it to be. Their whole life it's fixed around how they want it to be, the idealistic, the notional. This is not. This is how it is. Cold, hot, wet, dry, muddy, damp, ugly. They're just getting a little taste of this. Today it's called Survival, Episode 2, Survival. Let's get it on, as Big John McCarthy would say in the beginning of USC history. As always, in the very beginning, Jesse Smollett talking, laughing, like mocking the staff in the back. And I hate that. I'm former military and retired police correction. I've been on special teams, 2 SWAT teams, 2 special correction teams. Very disciplined. I am very disciplined and stuff. I don't like people sitting mocking. But anyhow, let's talk about it. First challenge, climb up 255 feet, walking upstairs, climb. 255 feet up a dam, and then they'll be lowered from a crane in the front part of an airplane cockpit hull shell down into the water. The water's going to come up. They got to hold their breath for 20 seconds. 2 of them, teammates, get out together, get out alive. Instructor will tap one, they tap the other. They undo the seatbelt, they get out. There's a designated door. There's 2 doors. There's one they're supposed to go out of, not the other door, and not straight out the back. Not out the back. So they start off with the Eva. Eva, the model. They call her Diva Eva, she says. But Diva Eva lost her diva today. Oh, by the way, the most shocking elimination in Celebrity Special Force history happens on this episode. Most shocking. Okay, so Jesse Smollett and Eva get down in there. Jesse's talking, keeping her calm. He's really calm. He's good at calming. Lowered, okay, Eva, we're by the water, you got this, you're okay, hold hands a minute, they say, don't hold the hand, the staff does, watching camera, divers in the water and everything, get down to the water comes up. I really thought Eva was losing it. She's underwater holding her breath, but she's like, and she got this look like, I'm doing it, and Jesse's just like, real calm. They get to tap 20 seconds in the water. It's a long time for people that aren't used to that. And Jesse right away takes off. Okay, where's Chivalry? He didn't even wait for her. He went straight out the back. She goes out the correct door. He goes straight out the back where it had been cut. So it's a fail because he went the back way. Then he goes and he swims. He swims back over to the other boat and just leaves her there in the water like, hello, you're a team. Eva starts bobbing up and down. The water's over her head. She's under the water. She can't swim. They're yelling. Divers come, over there. Rudy Reyes' staff was there in his dive suit, and he's over there, grabs her. They take her and put her in their inflatable, Navy SEAL type armored vehicle boat. I can't think what it's called. Sorry about that. Pull her in there, and she's just like sucking air, like. And Jesse's over there like, was I supposed to stay with her, kind of thing? They get out, so it's a fail. They get out. They were polite because of what she went through, where I think they would have chewed him a new rear end. So they politely said some stuff to him. Old Foxy did. And he walks away, and then Jesse real emotional, and then he's like, I could cry, everything. I'm going to explain something about his emotions. I learned something after his interview. So pause on that. The other ones go down, they get in, they're doing okay. Nothing exotic, nothing crazy. Until the mother-daughter, Teresa Gudici, I don't know how to say that, Teresa and Gia, they get in there. Teresa panicking all the way down. In the water, she's panicking. Like this, face up there, lips up to get the last breath. And then as soon as the water's overhead, pops that seatbelt and out she goes. Well, Gia pops hers and goes out too. Together, teamwork. It's a fail. And they're talking and they're like, Gia, hey, she's holding you back. You could have done better. And she's like, okay, you're protecting your mom. Why? She's the mom, should protect you. Anyhow, enough of that for a moment. Big fail. And then the last is the lady, the soccer player. And she needs a partner. So they said, anybody want to volunteer? 4 seconds, I counted. And Jesse's like, I'll go with her. I'll do it again. So he stepped up to go with her, which was admirable. He gets in there. They go down. They're in the water. Calm. Hold their breath. Get the tap. They both go out. He goes out the back again, the wrong freaking door again. So they fail. Well, basically, it's a fail, but it's a kill because in reality, she could have been lost. You lose your buddy, your teammate like this. So they're like, well, you just killed off 2 people. And then he feels really bad. His head knot. I'll explain. On my notes down here, I'm like, Jesse running his mouth, always doing this. WTF. They get back in. Staff calls him in after the first, in the afternoon. Staff calls him in right away. Jesse Smollett, what is going on? And he explains his situation, how people perceived him to be a liar, how everything, the court, the arrest, the court, the sentencing, going to jail, getting released, getting it overturned, getting back out, just serving a couple days, the whole thing, and his emotion, and he's like in and out of this conversation. I'm putting clues together. I have another podcast that I have been doing, and it's this. And then he goes back in with the other. They send him out. They're like, hey, this course, I just don't want to be a fool. I don't want to be this. And they said, the course will make you a fool. That's your choice. You work hard. You can get through this. You do this. You're not a fool. You're one of 18 attempting a hard challenge. He's like, I get it. He goes back. He tells the man the interview was tough. He's sitting down. And then he says, and this is a good clue. And I'm proud of him for saying this. I'm proud of what he said and admitted to them. He knows he's admitted it, but now he needs to take action on. Asterisk, good for him. He has severe PTSD, folks. His emotion. I've been diagnosed with severe PTSD. My emotion all over the place like his. He was traumatized and he's never got over. And he kept saying to the rest of the people, rest of the celebrities, leave me alone. I just want to be left alone. I want everybody in the world to leave me alone. Just want to leave me alone. And he's going like this, leave me alone. And everybody's like, man, what's wrong? What's wrong? Hello, celebrities. He's got PTSD. I hope he gets some help. I hope along the way somebody talks to him. Q, if by chance, staff Q, Quarles, if you were ever to see this. And by the way, I did message him about staff Quarles. Javon Quarles 2 months ago, he messaged back, thank you. I thanked him for his military service, everything he's doing. Said I'd like to see Joe Rogan, a couple other celebrities, in that type, boxing MMA, to get on there. Different than football and basketball or baseball. And he did message me back on the link. It was very exciting. But, anybody, folks out there, he needs to get some help for PTSD. And that would help turn his life around. Because he knows it's a problem. But he doesn't know what to do from it to not say, I need to be alone and be alone all the time. Okay, the second challenge is called milling. It's the one-on-one fight. They put suits on, boxing gloves on, everything. Tell them, go at it. You fight hard, we say stop, you stop. Pretty much, that's it. It's a test of their emotions. Turn the emotion on. Fight for your life and then be able to turn it off real quick and walk away. That's the life of Special Force. They get in there. Chicken Fry, the young influencer that does a podcast, her nickname's Chicken Fry, goes in there with Sean Johnson East, gymnast, pops Sean in the nose, didn't break it, got some blood down here. Sean's husband was in there freaking out, like, oh, okay, this is what you're here for. You should have seen this. The other 3 episodes, the other 3 shows, seasons, they go in there and they fight. So you and your wife both have to do in here and do the little boxing thing together. Hello, dude. Hello, Mr. East. Did you forget? He was in the NFL, I believe, for 2 years. Not really long enough and he was a kicker, so he's not really used to people pounding on him. After that, Diva Eva starts panicking and asks for a psychologist after the first fight. So they take her and talk to the doctor, and the staff are like, what? What does she want a psychologist for? She came here to world's toughest test, celebrity special forces. She wants a psychologist because now she has to go box somebody for 60 seconds, 90 seconds. They go talk to her, and the doctor says, she is required to sit out this event. It would be traumatic to her. Good God, Diva Eva, whatever. So the rest of them, there's some boxing. Jesse Smollett does pretty good. Mark Estes, holding his own. Haven't said anything about him. He's flying under the radar. Remember, he's the dude, him and his two boys, lip-syncing on TikTok, being music, played football. Under the radar. Good for you, Estes. So we get going. Then they call Gia to go and box. And her mom starts freaking out, panic attack. And her mom takes off the armband. I quit. I can't watch my daughter box. I can't watch somebody hit my daughter. I can't take it. Well, Teresa Gadush was going to get out of here anyhow that day. She wasn't going to make it. She was shaking. Everything was going too bad. Her fake lips and makeup and injections and Botox. They's all going all over the place. She wasn't going to handle it. So she takes the armband off, leaves. They kick her out, tell her, get out of the arena area. And then they're like, okay, come on, Gia. They call her by number. Come up here, And she's like, well, can I go get a drink of water before I do this? No, we can't go get a drink of water. You don't just walk away and get a drink of water. Combat comes to you. The fight comes to you. Get over here. So she hesitates and walks over there. She's in there. She does throw some punches, and she gets hit, and everybody's okay. We did not have any cosmetology, dermatology explosions from her. All that fake face, and then nothing came apart. That's a plus. Don't see her unbotched. So they get to the fight, and the fight's all done. They go back. They're going back for the evening. Almost done here. Billy calls out Diva Eva Markile. She's the, Vogue model, Victoria's Secret model, whatever. Her eyes are bugged out. She is freaked out. Looks like a bad commercial for tardive dyskinesia. And I apologize for this, people. My very close detective friend I retired with, Todd Kenner, had that really bad. Not making fun of her. It's just that's how her eyes are looking. They're just like, way, something wrong. Billy takes her out, and this is the first time this has ever happened in this TV show, season 4 history. He says, I've been watching you very close, and your mental health and your emotional and physical health is not up to par. It's not up to the show. You're not going to make it. And I'm worried for you. You're a danger to yourself, and you're a danger to others. Almost drowning, and then has to go see a psychologist before the second. Come on. So he says, I'm removing you from this show. He takes her armband off and tells her to get out. Took her armband and kicked her off the show. Good for you, Billy. You did save her. Because she would be more traumatized than 100 psychiatrists could ever deal with if she stayed. Removed her from the show. And lastly, in conclusion, the end of the night, they called, before going to bed, they called Gia out. Gia Gadushi, the daughter, out. Gadisi. And come in there and like, what's going on? What is all this? Your mom's holding you back. You think you're holding her back, but really she's holding you back. And she's like, oh, well, it started. She starts crying. You got 4 sisters. She had to be the oldest. And, she's the oldest. She had to take care of. She said, my dad didn't pay income taxes for 10 years. And he got indicted and went away. My mom went away for 11 months. And I didn't have parents. And I scheduled Thanksgiving and Christmas and birthdays and everything. And I was 13, going on 14 and stuff. Of course, there were some adults around somewhere, but as far as her siblings, she had to take care of them. She traumatized. This girl's got PTSD over this incident of her parents going to prison. Folks, we're talking, and we put people on shows for this. My podcast called Painting for PTSD. I'll throw that out there right now. And I've talked about PTSD for 9 months on podcasts and on social media. I have it. Nothing wrong with it. Hey, I'm here. No, I'm not done anything in public. Everybody doesn't go out and have episodes. It does affect your life. It does affect your emotion, and there's triggers. And you're talking, and then you're crying. Then you're talking, and then you're agitated. You're irritable. You're talking, and you're talking fast, or you're talking slow. PTSD, and it does physical things to you. Your diet, your sleep, and things. It all gets whacked out. And this Gia girl, she really needs to be on the show alone, not with her mother. Her mother should have stayed home in the first place. Let her step out. That's what she wants to do. Step out and be on her own and do something for herself, for her, just her name, Gia. Not the last name, not the family, but just for Gia. And this is why she's here. So they gave her a good talk and told her she's capable of doing this, and they believe in her. She does have the discipline and physical strength and mental strength, emotional strength for this. So that ended up in a positive. She went back. How did it go? Oh, the interview was brutal. It was crazy. Blah, blah, blah. But it was good. It was what I needed to hear. So good for you. So I got a feeling, folks that are listening and anybody that's still here at the 15-minute mark, majority of these celebrities that are on there, because of the demands and pressures, are suffering from certain levels of PTSD, a little bit of stress and trauma. They really are. It is hard to be an adult, period, for anybody. And in closing, on the average, I got 29 years in law enforcement. On the average, a person may have 3 to 5, is what statistics say, 3 to 5 critical incidents in their life. And that varies from car accidents to assault to sexual assault to a family member that's been harmed or something in a bad way, or they have witnessed something. I witnessed a Turkish officer shoot one of their guards in the head 10 feet over top of me and blood dripping down where I was laying on the ground underneath that guard tower. I witnessed him shoot him and kill him right over my head. Traumatic incident. In that year I spent in Turkey in the military, I had over 5 traumatic events happen in 1 year. But law enforcement averaged 10 to 20 traumatic critical incidents in a day. The street officers do in a day. So it catches up to people, folks. Yeah, I am talking. I am on the phone. I am having meetings, things scheduled coming up to talk and to work to make sure that physically and emotionally it does not get the best of me, get me into a bad situation. So thanks for watching. This is my recap, Celebrity Special Forces Season 4, Episode 2. Next Thursday night, I'll see you then. Have a great weekend. Be safe.